Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be... Why do I have a hair on my lips? Cat, is that you? Hello, beauty. He's right here in front of the camera. So today's video is going to be a short tutorial as well as a review of the new Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadows, which look like this. I'm not going to talk about them too much now because I will leave that for the review part, but they are basically glitter creamy liquid eyeshadows. They are very unique, they're beautiful, and I would really like to demonstrate them to you. Like I said, I'm going to leave the whole review part to the end of the video, so if you're interested just in the review part, then you can skip through the tutorial, I guess. But for now, I'm just going to leave you with the tutorial for the look that I'm wearing right now, where I used one of these eyeshadows on my eyelids. So if you would like to find out how I got this look using one of the Stila Magnificent Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadows, I cannot remember the name of these for the life of me, then please stay right where you are. My eyelids are already primed, so I'm going to immediately proceed with my transition color, and I'm going to take He's Going Through Changes from Notoriously Morbid. It's a really beautiful, kind of peach-toned, warm, matte color, which I absolutely love using as a transition. So I'm going to take this on a really large crease brush and start working it in the crease, but mostly above the crease, because I have a lot of space between my moving lid and my brow bone, so I always need to put something in between the two areas. Then to highlight the brow bone, I'm going to take So Goes My Nation, which is also from Notoriously Morbid, and it is kind of like an off-white matte shadow, and it is perfect for the brow bone for all of you who are pale out there. I think even paler than I am, because this one is a little pale for me, but it still works. Okay, so now I'm going to go into a somewhat more colorful eyeshadow. You can't see it, but I'm wearing a green skirt and I want to do something a little more colorful. You can definitely use these eyeshadows to create a lot of types of neutral looks, but I figured if you're here, you might as well see something a little more colorful, because I think you can go to like a bunch of other channels to see the really neutral looks that you can create with these eyeshadows. So now that I've rambled enough about what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this rainbow eyeshadow here from Inglot. It is in the number 109. It's one of their rainbow eyeshadows. And I'm going to take the lightest green and start working that through the crease. So right here. Okay, now I'm going to start deepening things up a little bit, and I'm going to go into the deeper green shade, so the one in the middle. And I'm going to just put that here and start working it in the crease. You can definitely make things even more dramatic by grabbing the deepest of those green shades. I'm going to take that on a small pencil type of brush and try to concentrate that right here in the outer corner. Let's see how much deeper that really is. Oh, well, this eyeshadow is very, very powdery. So now we're going to proceed with the really fun part, which will be the Stila eyeshadow. Now, I want to point out that personally I do not use these eyeshadows without a glitter fixative underneath, so I cannot vouch for how they perform without it. According to Stila, you can use without them, but personally I don't believe that something that is packed with glitter will stay on your eyeballs for a long time if you don't use any sort of glitter glue. So I'm going to take Firenze Pixie Epoxy. You can take whatever other type of glitter glue you have, I don't think it really matters. And just apply a thin layer of that on the spot of your eyeball where you want to apply these eyeshadows, which will be the whole moving lid for me. Okay, now I'm going to take Kitten Karma. That is the only one of the colors that I haven't used yet. And while the glitter glue is drying a little bit, I'm going to warm this between my hands and also shake it up a bit like this, because that will help the glitter and the liquid mix a little bit better. Otherwise you might get chunks of glitter. Okay, and once you feel like you have mixed this quite well, you can open it. And you can see that it comes with like a doe foot applicator. And really the only thing you do is you kind of paint the eyeshadow on your eyelids. And I always start close to the lash line and then I bring it up. And you will see that because of the texture of this eyeshadow, you're going to get a bit of a cut crease type of look. But we can always fix that later. For now, just apply the eyeshadow. These are so amazingly glittery. Oh my god. And I leave the inner corner free because I want to put something else there. You shouldn't really close your eyelids too much because these are kind of like a thick liquid and they need some dry down time. So once you apply them, you basically have to stay with your eyelids down for a while so that they can dry down a bit. While we're waiting for this to dry down, by the way, we can proceed to the inner corner. And for the inner corners, I'm going to take my KVD Alchemist holographic palette, which looks like this. And we're going to be taking the shade Blue Sapphire right here and popping that in the inner corners. Okay, so I think that the eyeshadows have kind of dried down at this point. So what you can do if you want to blend a little bit around them is you can take some eyeshadow, and I'm going to go into the mid-tone green over here from Inglot, and I'm just going to start dabbing it over top. You see? Like so. Okay, I'm going to wing a liner, and I'm going to do that using my KVD tattoo liner in the shade Trooper. And for the lower lash line, I'm going to keep it simple and just keep it green. So I'm going to take my Essence Long Lasting pencil in the shade Have a Green and apply that on my waterline mostly. And then I'm going to apply a little bit of that mid-tone green over here over top of the green pencil. Okay guys, so this was pretty much the tutorial part of this video, and now I want to focus a little bit more on the review. I didn't want to include the face makeup part because I didn't want to waste too much time. If you're interested in what products I used for the rest of my face, then please read the description box below because I always leave a full list of the products that I have used in each tutorial. So now let's talk a little bit more about these shadows. So let me start off by saying a couple of words about the brand itself. Stila is one of those brands that I never ever have had any interest in, and for the most part they've always come across to me as boring and overpriced, and I've just never been interested in any of their products. These are my first Stila products ever, and however, I would like to add that some people would argue that Stila is a very innovative brand in the sense that they introduced liquid lipsticks. They are the first brand to ever get these types of eyeshadows right, and they always come up with like really new types of products and then other brands follow. So these are called, once again, the Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow, as you can see over here. I'm not sure why they come up with such incredibly long names. Who on earth can ever remember such a long name? I have no idea. Anyway, the packaging on these, as you can see, is, I mean, it's not plain or cheap, but at the same time there's really nothing excited about it. There is the Stila logo over here, and then this part, the top part, is kind of like a gold, and then on the bottom you have the name of the eyeshadow, and the actual product comes with a doe foot applicator like this, which is kind of like flat and long, and it's actually quite convenient for applying the actual eyeshadow. The first thing I want to say about this is they are ridiculously expensive. One of these costs £23, which comes up to more or less something in the range of 28 euros, which is incredibly expensive for just one eyeshadow. I don't want to call them overpriced because I don't think I have enough knowledge on how much these are really worth to say that they are overpriced, but let's say that I think they're really expensive. Anything, I would say take one, and if you like them, maybe consider getting more, but you definitely do not need the whole range. So the whole range, or the first wave of that range that they released, was mostly neutrally types of eyeshadows, and the ones that I have are Kitten Karma, which I used for the tutorial, and then I have Bronzed Belle, which looks like this, and the last one is Rose Gold Retro, which looks like this. I mean, if you look at them like this, there is seriously no difference between them. There is like a little bit of tonal difference, but really it's not that much. These are the swatches for them. So this one over here is Kitten Karma, this one is Bronzed Belle, and this one is Rose Gold Retro. You can see they're very foiled, very reflective, and they are really packed with glitter. Rose Gold Retro over here is the one that kind of looks the most opaque, and it really glides the easiest because I think it's not as packed as glitter as these two guys. But they are all pretty much in the neutral shade range. So you can pair them with color, you can pair them with neutral eyeshadows, and I think they would work both ways. And I really don't think you need like 2, 3 or 4 of them. I really think you need one just to enjoy the experience, and you can pair it with whatever you want. The reason I bought 3 is because I had initially chosen 2 colors, but then in order to qualify for free shipping I had to add the third one. I ordered mine from cultbeauty.co.uk. They go out of stock very quickly, so if you're interested in them, I would say subscribe to the newsletter or something of the sorts. Now, these eyeshadows, in terms of texture, are incredibly unique to me. They are the only thing that kind of comes close to them is my beloved Urban Decay Moondust eyeshadows, but even those are nothing like these. So these really come out as a very thick liquid, and when you apply them on your lid they feel kind of cold and like a thick cream, and as soon as you apply them you feel like you can feel them on your eyelids. You can feel the texture, they have texture to them. Excuse me guys, it seems like my lighting is going on and off and on and off, so I'm very sorry if I looked a little bit dark before. Anyway, so what was I saying? As soon as they dry down though, you do not feel them anymore on your eyelids. It's not like you can feel chunks of glitter or any sort of texture. However, if you look at them, they really do look like they have texture to them. The other important point I want to make is Stila claims you can use those without a sort of glitter glue underneath. I wouldn't recommend that, just because they're chunky and glittery, and I think that if you apply them without a glitter base, they will eventually start falling off of your face. Also because once they dry down like this, if you rub them like so, the glitter comes off. It really comes off. So I mean, not that you would ever need to rub your eyeballs if you're wearing makeup. I think all makeup will rub off if you rub your eyelids, but these particularly will come off, and they will come off in like chunks of glitter that flies all over your face, so I wouldn't recommend to touch your eyelids too much. However, if you apply a glitter glue and you wait for it to dry down, they will stay on your eyelids all day. I have used the other 2 colors, the Bronzed Belle and Rose Gold Retro, the previous 2 days, and I wore them to work and I had absolutely no fallout, I had no trouble with them creasing, I did not have any sort of, you know, thing that would indicate that they don't last on the eyelids. So they last really, really well, and they make a lot of impact. So in conclusion, even though these are very, very expensive, I think they're very unique, they are beautiful, they are good quality, because I think glitter is always difficult to get right, especially in easy to apply formula, because these are obviously quite easy to use. I mean, you just smear them on your eyeballs, you wait a little bit and you're good to go. And you know, glitter is normally quite a finicky thing to work with, so these got it right in terms of using glitter in a very easy way. So if you can afford the splurge and you really, really, really like foiled metallic glittery eyeshadows, I would say pick up one, see how you like it, and then you might consider getting more, or you might just be happy with the one you have. Can't really think of anything else to tell you about these eyeshadows. I think that was pretty much all I wanted to say. So if you have any additional questions, please ask them in the comment section below. I always reply to everyone, and I'm always more than happy to answer questions. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!